Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast. I'm your host, Suzie Hunter. I am joined by Andre Simone.
Very well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andre, welcome back.
My honor, Suzie. Thank you for having me. Thank you for all your hard work. And you've made history.
I personally made history.
You did. You're part of this history.
I'm part of this history, yes. The history made, of course, is the Rockies hitting a milestone they've never hit in the past, 100 losses in a single season.
Crazy.
And we still got some games to go, too. So we're gonna talk about the ramifications of this. We're going to talk about how you guys are feeling about this. We're going to talk about how we feel about it. This is kind of the theme of the show. But at least we got a doubleheader yesterday, and we got a win.
Yep. The early one, which lost some people some money at the office. Can you believe it?
I loved seeing all the chats about I bet on the Dodgers and I lost money.
I was at the bar on the big dinger to put them up 4-1. I was like, whoa, you guys are going to lose this. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll recap that game. We will get to your comments, of course. I see the comments are already popping right now, so I love to see that.
Janet
Will, of course, pointing out means a better draft pick. And tanking isn't the same as it used to be now that there's the lottery system. Like, you're not guaranteed anything.
Such a classic.
But you're more likely.
The Rockies would lose 100 on the first season of the draft lottery. That makes such perfect sense to me. Doesn't it check out?
They would. They can't even tank right?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I think we actually are tanking right, and we are going to get into this.
Yes.
I don't even know how to start this 100-loss conversation right now.
Should we say happy birthday to your sister?
Oh my gosh, we should say happy birthday
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to my sister, Heather Friesman. Heather. It's her first birthday as a mom.
Oh my gosh, that's special.
She always makes a big deal about her birthday, so they're on vacation in Charleston right now with the baby.
Awesome, fun.
I know. Happy birthday, Heather.
Yeah.
Love you.
Time. Yeah.
Great. Okay, now that we've got... I'm glad I put it in the outline. I always forget days of the week, days.
It's genius.
I know.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I will acknowledge Heather's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 100 losses. Here we are. How did we get here? How do we feel? How do you feel? How did you feel last night, seeing that it all went down?
There is some hell yeah, finally, which I do think is probably the feeling I saw most common on the internet for Rockies fans is this is kind of a nice negative accomplishment because our feelings of how bad this has gotten and how you can't really build on this core. You kind of need to move on, build on what we have seen emerge this season as this kind of new, younger core and building around Tovar and Nolan Jones to start with, and seeing all the great stuff we've got going on in the minors. And, you spent time down there and all that. And it's not just oh, yeah, they're one DH and a couple relievers away from being able to compete for the wild card. It's straight up this is 100 losses. They've never gotten to this point. We really need to have a real analysis of this isn't working, and you need to really a ground up rebuild. And it's it's the R word that no one wants to say around, frankly, a lot of the losing teams in town here.
Exactly. I will say, it's so funny that
I feel vindicated. It feels good.
You feel vindicated.
Yeah.
Dick Monfort never uses the word rebuild, refuses to, but that's exactly what this is. It's not a rebuild.
Yes.
It's 1,000% a rebuild.
And you're a small market team. I think the identity of the Rockies in some ways should be that lovable loser. It's let's lean into it, man.
Well, you know what? I don't think we're going to be lovable losers for long. I think we're going to be lovable winners in the next couple of seasons. I will die on this hill. But also, we have to look at some perspective, and we're going to talk about the Orioles a bunch because they've had a bunch of 100-loss seasons.
Yeah.
And this is ours. And there are so many teams. The Orioles are one of them, where they are one of the best teams in baseball right now, and they are not that far removed from their last 100-loss season.
Not at all.
The Rangers, not that far removed. They've been cooking.
This year, especially in the MLB, has felt like a great year to be like, no, there is a path. There's a lot of these teams that were not that, the Diamondbacks are a great story. I mean, we've just seen a ton of these squads, and as you have in the outline, some really high dollar teams not making the playoffs. Tampa Bay and Baltimore running the AL East is insane.
Those two?
That would be nuts, right, to think about 3 years ago. So, I mean, it can be done, but I think part of how it can be done is like the Orioles model is you do have to hit some of those ruts and some of those lows to come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you said we need to figure out the path. I think we're on the path. I think we're at the beginning of the path here to open things up for some really good Rockies seasons. And we have some pieces. We talked to Bud Black yesterday after the 100th loss.
Right.
And his comments were pretty interesting because he was like, this is not a milestone to me. This is just another loss. I'm like, okay, but you've been up here 100 times this season talking to the media about a loss. This is the 100th time you've done it.
Right.
You don't have anything else to add. Kind of like refused. But just wouldn't placate that narrative.
Right.
Not refused. But he did say what we watched this season is a roster that is turning over. It's turning over from previous talent, from older talent, from veteran guys, turning over to new players, these young players, the Nolan Jones, the Brenton Doyles, the we have Hunter Goodman now. We have all these amazing young players.
Of course,
Tovar. I always forget Tovar because he's just another level of
right.
Another level. And we have so many more incredible dudes that are going to come up. We acquired, I think, about 500 pitchers between the draft and the trade deadline.
Right.
So
between the ones we acquired and the ones coming back from Tommy John surgery, it's like you've got a legion coming up. Yeah.
I can't believe 5 pitchers in our organization all got Tommy John the same day.
It felt right. It all
did they all link arms on the surgery table?
Nutty. But luckily, most of the time they come back better from Tommy John's.
We have some comments in here. I so appreciate you guys all in here, by the way. Janet,
awesome.
Not to defend the owner from a purely financial basis, this is a true regional team, and they're never going to really be hurting for attention half the time. Half the fans in the park aren't even going for the Rocks. That is a fair argument because we do know that Coors Field can be Colorado's hottest bar that happens to have a baseball team playing inside of it.
Best park in town. There's a common theme that I've had with other people who are Rockies fans first, but then we venture out to other ballparks in the world.
Yes.
Which is different from your experience. You've been to every ballpark in the world, and
I chose here.
Right. And you and your dad watched baseball, and you'd probably been to hundreds of Philly games before you ever came to a Coors Field game.
Yeah.
I've always been shocked when I go to other ballparks to see how into it the fans are. It's like, whoa.
It's you guys are really
Broncos
watching.
Game. You guys care about the pitches and the hits. And this is amazing. You're so into it. This is so cool. And the other part is this time of year, man, it's so cool. The Phillies, Cubs, Diamondbacks, all these teams that we kind of see in our other markets, and remembering playoff baseball, every pitch mattering, how crazy that is, how unique that is to the sport, how much I love it.
Yeah.
And I'd love for it to be back sooner rather than later.
I miss people in Denver loving baseball.
Yeah.
Because people in Denver used to love baseball, and the things that have happened between the front office and players over the recent years has made people not love baseball. But I think we can get people to love baseball again. Kyle Evans, I've never seen Rockies fans happy about 100 losses. Is it opposite day? Well, Rockies fans have never had 100 losses to be happy about.
History, Kyle.
No, but I know what you mean. Like, why are we happy? I don't think anyone's happy. I think it's just like, listen, this is one of the worst records we've seen in the baseball team that we follow. And I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? We're not celebrating, but, we got to... Sorry, I'm knocking over your pouch. We got to talk about it.
I feel like it's kind of been... It is a bit of a turn-the-page moment. Like, we've been in this rut from the Nolan trade, and I think as you've illustrated, it's the 100 losses, but there really has, like, quietly been this true roster turnover.
Yes.
Where, like... The roster was a certain core post Nolan trade, and you signed Chris Bryant, and Charlie's still on the team, and there's still a lot of, Brendan Rodgers is who we're turning it over, and Rymack and all these guys. And now it's like a lot of the youth that wasn't there just 2 years ago is really more dominating the core
they're
of
so
this
present.
team. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
These young guys
Yes,
that we
exactly.
didn't know, or that the casual fan didn't know much about. Now they're here.
Yeah.
And they're still learning.
Right.
And that is the thing that we love to talk about all the time. Is like they are still learning how to be Major League Baseball players. They are still learning how to have a good Major League at bat. Like, oh my gosh, Nolan Jones has like really taken some strides this year too, because he has taken that strikeout rate down. He's oh my gosh.
Well,
Once Bretton Doyle figures it out,
Right.
it's over for you bitches.
And that arm from the outfield for Nolan Jones is insane. And I mean, they're loaded in outfielders in the minors, in the farm system. So you've already got these guys in the bigs, and they're going to have to fight for space with some of these young guys that get called up. Like, it's an exciting problem to have in a couple of years.
It is an exciting problem.
And you make a great point. Like, even some of the basics, like, how do you manage an at-bat as a major leaguer? It's something these guys are still figuring out and working through. Like, it's...
Major League pitching is a lot different than minor league pitching. They just got here. Let's address some of the other comments. Ragnar said, "Happy 100 loss season celebration." Okay, we're not celebrating. Ragnar, reel it in. What else do we have? Colorado, a farm team feeding talent to real contender teams. I think the Cardinals would like a word because they got our biggest piece of talent, and they're not doing shit this October.
No. And also, I mean, that is part of this game we play. Is I remember the Astros 15 years ago, there was a graphic of like who the Astros had traded away, and it was like guys from that Hunter Pence generation. And the Astros had like back-to-back 100 loss seasons. Yeah. It was like, oh geez, they had a decent, but eventually the Astros, by losing, did get to where they needed to be.
I mean, it took a little cheating along the way, but obviously they've proved that they right now are a good team.
How are you feeling about all
this?
No.
I mean, should they just fucking cheat? No. How am I feeling? I'm sad for the players because. I mean, we've had to report 100 times on a Rockies loss.
I know.
They've had to live through losing a baseball game 100 times. Yeah. That wears on you. And they're not like these guys still work really hard. Okay, like it's not like they're just like checked out. Right. They're still working their asses off every single day, every single game. So I hate that this is on them. I hate this for the players. Because a lot has been stacked against them this season. Yeah. We've had a lot of injuries, a lot of guys thrown into situations that, maybe they're not 100% ready for. And they're rising to it as best they can. I did not expect to have such a positive Rockies podcast after the 100 loss day, by the way.
No, I know. You told me weird energy. I don't know that I'm even delivering. Like, this is a really, like, sound analysis.
Thank you.
But you were cooking there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, keep
cooking,
going,
keep
please.
Cooking.
Yeah.
No, well, you know what? I want to bring it back to one of our coworkers came in, and it was Mitch.
It was Mitch. Damn it! He told us we didn't have to credit him. Then he switched it and said we did have to, and you.
I wrote down his take, though.
You took his terrorist demands. You gave in to them, Suzie. How dare you?
I do negotiate with terrorists. Mitch came in as we were getting set up for the show.
As a father, I do too, just so
you have to. Well, because toddlers are terrorists.
Yeah, it's like, whatever. Have chocolate. I don't care.
So Mitch came in and said, I can't believe this is as worse as it's gotten because it doesn't feel like the worst season. And I loved the way he put that because this season doesn't feel that bad.
Crazy enough, it doesn't.
We've had so many awful losses. But it doesn't feel like these aren't bad players. That's why it doesn't feel like the worst season. They're not bad players.
Right.
They're just not there.
Well,
and we don't have enough.
It really feels like we're turning a leaf.
Yeah.
Like the last couple of years really felt like disgusting. Like, how did we go from that to this? This feels like, okay, I see the path. It'd been a minute since I saw a path.
We can see it. I can see it. I hope you guys can see it. And
Well, you're one of those that's helping us see the light. Because I think for some of us, it's a lot harder. You who live it and talk to these guys and, you're in it day in, day out. I think you've known for a little while that, like, there are some valuable pieces here. It's not just worth all
it's not just
mowing to the ground. And that's hard. That's hard for me to hear sometimes because I just want to be angry and lash out at this team.
And
right?
it's okay to be angry too
Right.
because this is a team that 30 years in hasn't gotten as close to winning that World Series as we would have hoped.
Yeah.
So I get why people are angry. You should be angry, but at the same time, like this isn't like a burn down the stadium, throw out the whole team, let's start over. That is exactly not what we want to do. We want to have a little bit of patience. And I see Janet in the comments. Do you really think the Rockies are going to be able to develop their own pitching? I just don't see anybody coming here to want to pitch, especially starters. There's like, the Herman Marquez's where like they have kind of figured out Coors Field. There are so many pitchers who see Coors Field and maybe they just say this because they're in the organization and they're making the best of it. Or maybe, these are all competitive dudes.
Yeah.
So I think they really mean it. These are guys who want to crack the Coors Field code. They want to crack it. They want to figure out how to be the best pitcher Coors has ever seen. And we have, Marquez is one of the best that we're ever going to see at Coors Field.
Ever. Kyle Freeland has had
Freeland.
one of the best seasons we've ever seen from a Rockies pitcher. John Gray was pretty stinking good himself not too long ago, Jeff Francis is an all-time favorite. All these guys, you know what they have in common? Ubaldo's had one of the greatest pitching seasons I've ever seen.
He's like untouchable.
As a Rockies pitcher, all these guys I just brought off the top of my head, they're all homegrown and developed. So it can be done. Can be
Yes,
done.
it can.
It has been done.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what you can do? You know what you can do?
Give it to them.
You can open up the Bet365
Let's
and
go.
it's never going to be an ordinary experience. Because at Bet365, they don't
Never
do
ordinary.
ordinary. They believe every sport should be epic. So see for yourself when you sign up today and you'll get $365 in bonus bets instantly when you
What a
bet
deal.
just $1. And I love this. I'm so obsessed with this. We have a custom bet right there in the app with the DNVR Bets logo on it. It's so freaking sick.
Awesome. And we're giving away a Rockies jersey thanks to Bet365. Of your choice. Go to the
Of
DNVR
your
Rockies.
choice, not of my
That's
choice.
right. Of your choice. Your choice. Not hers. Not Tiff's. Your choice. Look, your choice. I'm looking into the camera. Yeah. Go on DNVR Rockies Twitter. She's the legend behind that account. Give it a retweet, read the tweet, follow the instructions, follow who you got to follow, and end of the week we'll announce a winner. And it's your choice.
Yeah,
Your choice.
you get a Rockies, you
it's
get a
fun
Rockies
times.
jersey. Maybe you get an Ubaldo jersey, Ragnar.
You could.
You
could. That
Maybe
would be
you-
sick. Yes.
Maybe you do that. You can get whatever you want.
I wish I was eligible.
Right, me too. Yeah, free jersey. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's pinned to
Come
the
on.
top of our Twitter. Go retweet it.
Yeah.
But
Bet365. Thank you.
Bet365. Download the app. Deposit $10. Claim your $365 in bonus bets as soon as you place a bet for $1. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yes.
Yes.
Suzie, baseball season's almost over. You could join a Volo Sports League now that you actually have time and you're not covering baseball every damn day.
I actually could join.
Isn't that exciting?
I could join our bowling league.
Yes, bowling. They have kickball. People are loving pickleball? Whoa.
Lindsay's scary how much she loves pickleball.
Yeah.
She's so competitive.
They're awesome, man. If you like the energy we bring, you will love Volo Sports and all they bring. They have some cool stuff over there.
Yeah, they do. Listen, they're doing it right here. They're doing it right all over the country. They're the largest social sports company in the entire United States.
Heck yeah.
We're going to be playing in that bowling league on Mondays. And if you don't have a team, you can sign up as a free agent, which I love because maybe you just moved here or maybe like you just
Transplant
need
City.
new friends because all of your friends are garbage. You can meet all new people joining a league. They have so many teams, so many different sports all over the city. And the Volo Pass, it's a monthly membership that gives you unlimited access to sports, events, and social activities every dang night. Unlimited pickups and drop-ins and tournaments. And it's just $20 a month, which I think is so fun. So yeah, fall leagues are open now. Sign up before it's too late. Get your Volo Pass and start playing in leagues as a free agent today. Make sure you use code DNVR10 for $10 off at www.volosports.com/Denver.
Hell yeah.
Seamless transitions there.
Very well done.
Whew.
Very well done. Yes.
Woo! All right, let's address some of these other comments because I want to make sure. I said I would get to every single
There you go.
one
Yeah, it's a
of
big
them.
day. Hit that thumbs up, guys.
Hit that thumbs
give us a hand.
up.
Yeah.
Janet had a lot to say. Janet was in here before the show started,
Yes.
so Janet, I appreciate this. Okay, Janet says, seeing that your owner always seems to brag that your team has never had a 100-loss season, I'm not really surprised. I'm a big believer in opposite world. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Dick Monfort has said some unfortunate things that don't age well. He kind of does this a lot, though.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Like, how's he
He's
not? How could he
always-
stay out of his own way?
He's always got his foot in his mouth, you know? He's talking about how we've never lost 100 games. He said famously, these are just like words that are going to like live in infamy, saying that this was a team that could play 500 ball. And it's the worst team in Rockies history.
Yeah.
Honestly, did Dick Monfort jinx the Rockies? That is a real thing we should be talking about. Maybe Dick jinxed the team.
And I mean, it's those kind of comments that have fans maybe not celebrating, but kind of happy, kind of like take that dick after 100 losses.
You know, sometimes you just want to stick it to a rich guy.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
Like, this is your fault.
Yeah,
Your fault.
You're not wrong.
All right, guys, keep those comments coming. I promise we will get into all of them. Let's talk, though, about the doubleheader yesterday. So,
Yeah.
Rockies and Dodgers played two. Dodgers, of course, have already clinched the division. We've already clinched the October and November off.
Yep.
But, you know, Dodgers, they're a really good team. Rockies got the win in the first game, though, which was so much fun. A 4-1 victory. Chris Bryant had a nice little RBI double, and Montero had an RBI single. Nolan Jones had his 19th homer of the season. Nolan Jones, who has only really been up with the team since the end of May.
Yeah, that's incredible.
He could have a 2020 season. He is at like 17 stolen bases. He's at 19 home runs.
As a prospect, was he expected to be this good?
Well, here's
like his tools just like jump off the screen.
Well, we got him this past offseason from Cleveland. So, like, he was in their organization,
pick.
but he was just like another guy in their organization. But now that he's here with the Rockies, like, we love him.
Insane.
And he
I mean,
loves that.
2020 potential. He's got power. He's got that arm's insane. I mean, defensively, he seems like a film. Like, what a pickup.
He was a
All
great
in
get.
on Nolan Jones. All in.
I'm all in on Nolan
You
Jones.
should
not
be,
just
my
not just
God.
because he's from Philly.
That
Go
explains
Birds.
a lot. Chase Anderson finally getting that dub, huh? You love to
Chase-
see that.
Chase Anderson has really, I mean, like, he's done some fine pitching at Coors Field. He was on the IL for a little bit, but he came into this team. You know, we picked him up in the middle of the season, he had some good starts. I mean, he's like 35 years old.
Yeah.
I file him away in the randos category. It's like, who is this? Who is this guy that we just got?
Yes.
And he's actually done some pretty fine pitching, but hasn't been able to get the win because he doesn't always get the run support. He finally got it.
Got it in this one?
Finally got it. First win of the season. 5 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, great outing.
Such a great outing. So yeah, that was fun. We love seeing a Rockies win. So it wasn't the most dramatic game.
Yeah.
You know, it was not a huge scoring game. Wasn't a typical Coors game.
Can I
was a good
ask,
one. Yeah.
what do you do during doubleheaders? That sounds like an insanely long day.
Let me walk you through a day of
Yeah.
a doubleheader. So the game started at 1:10, so Clubhouse opened at 10 o'clock. So that's when we get there and we talk to guys and set stuff up for the rest of the week. That's when we talk to Buddy. And then the game starts. And then after the game ends, you just stay at the park. You still talk to everyone after the first game. Like, we still talk to Buddy. We go into the clubhouse. We talk to all of them. And then I get right back in my spot in the press box. And I just hunker down. So, yeah, it was like
Do it all over
It
again.
was just like a nice little 14-hour day at the park yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because it's
Yeah.
your regular routine. Only as soon as you would finally be ready to leave the park, it was time to
Let's just do it again.
play ball.
Let's just do it all over again.
So.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
You definitely feel kind of like cracked out after the end of a day like that. You're just like,
I am sure.
You're like, have I lived, like, it feels like I lived 2 days at Coors Field.
Yes.
I'm like, are we going to do a third one?
Yes. That's pretty crazy. Because you see this 4-1 win, and then the second game must have been a smidge weird to take in
It was a little weird, yeah.
with the scene you just said.
We had the 4-1 win right into the 11-2 loss.
Yeah, not great. How'd you feel about the Ryan Feltner start?
Okay, so Ryan Feltner, I obviously always worry about Ryan Feltner.
Yeah,
This was
you
his
bet.
first start at Coors Field since coming off the IL. He had his first start just off the IL in San Diego, but he's back now, back at Coors Field, back where it happened, back where that line drive came back at him.
Right.
So it was very concerning seeing him come out after 3 innings, and apparently he just had some elbow tightness. So they took him out precautionary because you don't want to add another injury to this guy's plate. He needs to go into the offseason healthy and ready to go. So they took him out. I mean, he also gave up, 5
Yeah, that
runs in an
second inning was really tough. That was a 5 burger from the Dodgers. Yep.
So that was a little rough. So I think it was just time to... but he said that he wasn't feeling it before, like he didn't feel it on a specific pitch. He hadn't felt it in the past, so just like maybe a little fluke thing. He's
Yeah,
pitching more than he has been.
Right.
So,
A little extra strain on it, maybe. Yeah.
So
To
we're,
keep monitored, though.
we're gonna keep an eye on him. We're gonna keep an eye on him, but he didn't seem too concerned.
Okay, that's good.
So
That's good.
yeah, we got a Montero home run in that at least.
Yeah.
We had a really nice little Nolan Jones single, like hit it just right into the gap. Loved that. Ahmed Rosario got hit by a pitch like real hard. Fans were chirping, by the way. They weren't Dodgers fans, like they were Rockies fans, but like someone yelled at Ahmed Rosario, "That's what you get for crowding the plate." Like, yes. There's also some guy during the first
That's
game,
great.
during every Dodgers at bat, who would yell diarrhea.
Oh my God!
It was fantastic.
Wow, good.
It
good
was a-
for you guys, Rockies fans. Good for you
It
guys,
was
man.
a
I'm proud of our
weird-
people. That's amazing.
Weird day. I think, like, honestly, I'm
shit.
convinced that people were just like, someone just stayed in the park and drank all day. Someone did.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm doing my, I'm getting weird. I said it was going to be a weird energy today.
It's funny that so many people bet against the Rockies the first game and lost because I bet the under on the second game. And I've screwed that up. I was like, oh, yeah, it'll be a close
that
game
gotcha.
again. Nope.
It was not a
That
close
gotcha.
game. Was not the game to bet the under. Yeah, it was a lot. The Dodgers really ran away with that game, too. Freddie Freeman had a really tricky double in the ninth where I swear, Brendan Rodgers got him out. Freddie Freeman's hit more doubles than anyone in baseball, and that sure as hell was not one of them. And I was very upset about it.
I love how we all cared. Like, we got to 100 losses, but
We still care.
damn it, we were invested until the end, shouting diarrhea at the Dodgers and disputing a Freddie Freeman double. Good for us, man.
Listen,
Going down swinging. I love that.
we got that fight in us.
Yeah, I tell you,
They care.
you couldn't
They
say
care.
that about the Broncos' 50-point loss on Sunday. So, yeah.
That's rough.
Yes, ma'am.
That's rough.
Yeah, not great.
I will say, where was I going with this? Oh my gosh, did you see? I saw a story about Josh Hader, but apparently he won't go out and pitch now. Like when he's called to start warming up, he won't do it because he's like, "Are we in the postseason?" Yeah.
He's shutting it down until the postseason.
I saw this on social media.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
Where's he at now?
He's in San Diego. Oh yeah, he's in San Diego.
Well.
Yeah. Also, they're technically not out of it completely, but they are.
They're so out of it.
They're more, but.
They're so out of it.
So let's look at that. At least we don't have any guys who pull that shit with the Rockies.
No kidding. Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah. No, it's like a good group.
It's a good group. And I got a good group of Shady Rays because I used code DNVR and got 50% off 2 or more pairs of my favorite polarized shades.
They're a good deal.
Listen, independent sunglasses company with a world-class product that is just as good as any of the designer frames out there.
That's right.
And even better, the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements.
deal.
So if you lose your pair or you break your pair,
Yes.
even on day one, whoever wrote this copy is personally attacking me. They
They are.
will send you a brand new pair, no
amazing.
questions asked.
It's amazing.
So you can wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase it. And you can shop their entire collection online at shadyrays.com, or you can head to the Park Meadows Mall. It is a full-stop shop for all things Shady Rays. And no matter what you do, though, use code DNVR. You're getting 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. So try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by more than 250,000 people.
Love
You know who else? You know who's? You know who else is rating 5 stars?
Backus and
Shaker. They are rated so many stars by all of the people in Colorado that they have helped who have been injured in incidents that are not their fault. They've been doing it for more than 25 years,
Yeah.
and it is totally free until they win money in your case. There is no fee to talk to someone about your case. You can call them up. They'll let you know if they can work with you, and they'll work on it for free. And they're probably going to win money for you because they've won more than $1 billion for their clients here in Colorado. They have neighborhood offices all over Colorado too, so you won't have to go too far if you do need to go see them. And they've got the strength and power because they have more than 30 lawyers, more than 100 staff. The bottom line, Backus and Shanker is here to help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, truck. They can even help if you're injured at work. Speaking of injured at work, dial all 2 lows, 222-2222. Find out if you have a case for free because Backus and Shanker wins.
Nicely done.
There we go.
Done.
There we go. All right.
Well done.
Will Carpenter in the comments, thank you. Quote, Josh Hader refused to pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning because he didn't want to get a 4-out save, and it cost the Padres a win when their elimination number was 1.
You love to see it.
Dude, that is a bad culture. That's bad.
No kidding. Well, and that's the thing. Like, you can suck and rebuild and then go all in, and you can end up like the Padres.
Well, like honestly, like I think
they must just hate that.
I think shit like this is worse than 100. Like I will take 100
1,000%.
losses
Yes,
of dudes who are busting
Yes.
their ass every single
Yes.
day over one game like this, where Josh Hader is refusing to pitch.
Well, and all these big names who are supposed to like, oh, we're supposed to contend with the Dodgers for the NL West, and then like you're not even gonna make the postseason. Like,
and you're pulling shit like this. Like that's not the mindset of a winner right there.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's-
and it's
that ain't
just
it.
like sucky players and team. Yeah, that would really blow.
That freaking sucks.
For sure. I love that Will added
Yes.
that context.
Thank
for
you,
us.
Will. Thank you. Will is just like so good at Googling things that we might mention that I'm like, I think I saw something.
Will got some. I like it. I love it.
All right, where are we at in this show? Guys, thanks so much. Make sure you are liking, hit the like button on that video,
like and
subscribe to our YouTube
please.
channel.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys can't see, but Andre has like a whole thing going
I have
on
a
behind his
desk
laptop.
behind the screen. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Very well organized.
Like
yes.
all different uppers, downers.
That's right. I'm ready.
outers.
I'm ready for anything. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Let's address. We're gonna keep
You'll
talking
talk
about
some-
the 100 losses.
Yeah.
Mark, one of our followers, tweeted this at us. Make a fun fact note that the Astros and Orioles sucked for a long while till they didn't. Mark, shout out to you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Listen, we mentioned this earlier in the show too. A lot of really good teams now were really bad not that long ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's how the Cubs finally won a World Series. You
Yes.
know? Like,
Well, now they're
it's-
cursed.
Now they are.
They're cursed again.
Now they are. I know. Remember that fun stretch of Pirates baseball there was for a couple of years, where like
Yeah.
McCutcheon's competing for All-Star or MVPs, and
Honestly,
Garrett Cole's there. Like
The Pirates were fun like for a little bit earlier this season until they weren't.
that's
but-
right.
but
I
still.
mean, the Royals won a World Series not that long ago. You know,
2015.
You can go from sucking to being good.
And then sucking again because
baseball,
the
yeah.
Royals are the second worst team in all of baseball.
Yeah, not great.
The Royals are already at 103 losses, by the way.
Legendary. What are the A's at?
Do you take a guess? Don't look at my laptop. Take a guess at what the A's are at right now.
107?
109. The Oakland A's have already lost 109 games.
I feel so hard for the A's fans, man.
That's
That
the worst
sucks.
situation.
Yeah.
Like that
Oh.
actually is.
By a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's a great baseball town. Like the Bay Area, that's sports radio. They're talking Giants and A's during the summer. I've spent some time out there.
Yeah.
It's a great sports town. It's a great baseball town. They've had some amazing teams come through there. It is so sad. Also, the branding, the logos, they're amazing.
Right?
Like, that's
Iconic.
a great franchise.
I have a soft spot for the A's too.
I
They
do
used to be the
too.
Philadelphia A's.
See,
Really not that long ago.
in '77, they almost moved to Denver.
You know, I actually
We
don't
have
know if
that
I realized that.
connection. Yeah.
Atlanta, by the way. I will say, I put this in the. I put a poll out a week ago, maybe. What's going to
Nice,
happen
nice.
first? Are the Braves going to hit 100 wins or are the Rockies going to hit 100 losses? The Braves won because they won 100 games like a couple of days ago. They're at 101 now.
There you go.
God bless them.
There you go.
No, don't. No.
Did the poll win?
What?
Did the poll get that right?
No, the poll got it wrong. The poll almost always gets it wrong. Can you
hilarious.
believe that people on Twitter aren't right about a lot of things?
Now that you
Can
mention
you?
it, actually, it kind of checks out. That would explain all the garbage takes in my mentions all the time.
Most of those garbage takes are from me.
They're not.
I apparently had like the worst take ever on my show. I think on Friday, I like put out there, I'm like, Cubs fans need to stop giving Chris Bryant a standing ovation. And like, Cubs fans found it and they were like, you're the worst. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So like,
They love them some Chris Bryant.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
sad.
do, and that's fair.
Sad.
Although, like, I asked RK, I was like, do you think this is a bad take? He's like, well, I think it's a bad take. Like, I think you're wrong. But, like, he's like, I don't think you're out of bounds. I'm like, well, that's fair.
There you
That's
go.
fair. It
There
was
you
no,
go.
no disrespect to
That's
Chris
allowed.
Bryant.
That's allowed.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
just like, he doesn't go here anymore. I see, I move on. I'm such a Sagittarius.
There you go. That easy. Life's that easy.
It actually is that easy. All right, let's get into some baseball headlines. Orioles legend Brooke Robinson died. It was really sweet last night, though. The Rockies, of course, we got the news after the first game of the doubleheader. So before the second game of the doubleheader, they put his picture up on the big screen. There was a moment of silence. It was actually really sweet. But the baseball
It's
world,
a really nice tribute.
yeah, baseball world is mourning Brooks Robinson right now.
One of the greats.
One of the greats, and the Orioles are,
Standard bearer for that third base position for many years.
yeah. Seriously. Nolan Arenado, who?
That's right. That's
Who?
right. Yeah.
For the first time in 30 years, the MLB postseason will not include the Yankees, the Red Sox, or the Cardinals.
That's crazy.
That is wild to me that all three of those teams have not lived up to the expectations that their fan bases have had for them.
Yeah. Yanks and Cardinals, that's particularly rough.
That really, I mean, like, I can't believe the Yankees, with all the talent they have.
know.
All the talent they
know.
have. And the Cardinals, they have a good third baseman.
Yeah. Red Sox have been on such a weird trajectory since the, Mookie trade, you know.
Isn't it? It makes me so sad to think that, like, okay, let's look at some of the guys that we're saddest to let go. Some of the big name talent that, like, we look at as Rockies fans as, like, the ones that got away.
Yeah.
Nolan Arenado, Cardinal, no postseason.
Right?
DJ LeMahieu, Yankee, no postseason.
Yeah.
Trevor Story, Red Sox, no postseason.
That's so true.
So,
I
like,
hadn't thought
all
of
of
that.
these guys, like, I feel like maybe more casual fans were like, oh, well, they let DJ LeMahieu go. They let Trevor Story, they let Nolan go. And it's like, yeah, these are great players. Like, I'm not knocking them at
Yeah.
all. They are incredibly talented guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know what? We sent those, like, pieces that we used to love to teams, and they're not doing anything with them
Right.
either.
It's a
So-
great point. And it does feel like a lot of that's more agent driven than anything. Where it's like, oh, let's sign with the Yankees. But it's like, the Yankees haven't been shit for a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Are agents ruining baseball?
Oh.
Agents might be
I
ruining
think agents
baseball.
are ruining. This summer, we're going to have a cast of agents. We'll bring them on and we'll roast them as soon as they get on. Just like, why aren't you sending your clients to the Rockies?
Well, I mean, look at Freddie Freeman, where he, wanted to stay with the Braves, and apparently his agent kind of messed that up for him and pushed him to the Dodgers.
I would have had a lot more success had he stayed.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot more.
I mean, like he's
basically the same success.
He's
though.
doing fine. I mean, the Dodgers kind of always. The Dodgers
Yeah,
are going to
the
lose.
stupid
The
Dodgers.
Dodgers are going to lose to the Phillies in the postseason anyway. So, like,
I can't
who
wait for
cares?
that. I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's such a great point. Is we
'Cause we
do
have-
have
yeah.
this idea of like, oh yeah, go to the Yankees, you'll be in the postseason every year. No, not really.
Yeah, no, not this year.
Yeah.
Maybe not next year.
I like it. I like it, Suze. I like it. What's this nefarious business with the Brewers owner leading the A's relocation committee?
Yeah, so this is a report that I saw. By report, I mean, like, I saw it on Twitter.
Was it
But from
BuzzFeed slideshow.
from a sports radio person. I saw it from a BuzzFeed slideshow. I got this news from a meme, folks.
Honestly, that's how some people get their news sometimes, and it's crazy.
I mean, I joke about getting all my news from memes, but, like, I do be getting news from memes.
Sometimes I will be like, what's this mean? Is this actual news I should be aware of?
Okay, so there's a radio show in Milwaukee. Dan O'Donnell posted this on Twitter. It's an exclusive. Multiple sources say it's not an accident that Major League Baseball asked Brewers owner Mark Attanasio. Sorry, I swear I know baseball. Mark Attanasio to head the committee tasked with relocating the Oakland A's to Las Vegas amid uncertainties surrounding stadium financing in Milwaukee. Now, I think that is, a little invisible string action. That's a Taylor Swift song, by the way.
Whoa, that's awesome. So you think there's a little double dip here? It's like, I'm on a mission for the A's, but I can hold Milwaukee hostage because I might have found some good stadium deals out there.
Yeah,
Kind of shitty.
that's a good point. But yeah, the Associated Press reported in June that the Brewers owner would lead the committee. MLB never formally announced that, though. But I'm reading the report here. So Rob Manfred, baseball commissioner, visited Milwaukee, stressed the importance of the government entity that owns American Family Field to pull the obligations of its lease and provide funding for stadium repairs. Have you seen what that stadium is like now? So there are all these videos of when it rains and they have the dome down, there's still water pouring in.
That's bad.
Which I know that it rains, but if there's a roof, I shouldn't have water on me.
I think that's a fair point.
Call me crazy.
That's a fair point.
There's a roof on me.
That's a fair point.
Kyle Evans in the chat. At least the Blue Jays took care of Tulowitzki. Tulo.
Yeah, good old Tulo.
Good old Tulo.
Yeah, another one that got away.
I know. So wild, man. We have so many ones that got away.
We sure do.
Real
Life
fast.
be like that sometimes.
Don't let any game get away from you if you want to go to it,
Yes,
because Game
Best in
Time
the biz.
is the go-to
Yes,
app to
yes.
get tickets,
Yes.
especially at the last minute.
Yes.
You are going to find the best last-minute deals on sporting events, not just sporting events though, concerts,
Former Rockies
theater. What?
Yeah, former Rockies games. They sent you to T Swift.
Yeah. Exactly.
Amazing.
Thank God.
Bless up Game Time. Thank you for existing.
Yes, killer last minute deals. And the thing I love about the app is you can open it up and you see what's available, and then you click on the seat, and then you can see what that section looks like. So
It's
if
true,
you
to give you the
don't
view.
if you don't have an encyclopedia knowledge of the stadium you're going
Yep.
to, you will be able to get an idea of what your view is going to be like, which I think is so important too, because I love to know where I'm going to be sitting.
Yeah.
And I love it for a super low price too. They've got great last minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals. Such a good situation. And they're so obsessed with finding more ways to help you save money on tickets. They have deals right up into the start of an event, and even in some cases, an hour after the event starts.
Incredible.
So it's the place to find those last minute seats. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price, and if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you
Yes.
110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create the account, use code DNVR, $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Boom.
Boom!
She nailed it.
Boom! All right. Yeah, we still got a few more at Coors Field, so
It's true. Great.
we got
Good
fireworks this weekend too. Everyone loves fireworks
Wow.
weekend.
Yeah, they
Fireworks
do. They do.
games. Ugh.
Oh boy. Don't get me started.
Oh boy. You know what? A little more baseball news. Brewers clinched the NL East. Congratulations to my friend Steph.
Not that, Steph. Congrats. What a best stick in baseball. Right there.
Best stick in baseball. Yeah, because the Braves beat the Cubs, the Brewers clinched the title. The Cubs!
The Cubs.
How are
man.
our friends at CHGO Cubs doing? They want to die.
Oh, the struggle is so real for them.
So real.
Yeah,
So
they
real.
are really down bad, but they can still make it, right?
I think they can still make
They're
the
in
wild
that
card.
wild card
They can
spot,
still make the
yeah.
wild card, but they are like at the bottom of the barrel for the wild card.
It's them and the Marlins right now.
Yeah, dude, baseball's
Do you have a
crazy.
pick?
Do I have a pick for what?
Cubbies, Marlins, who makes it in? Do the Cubbies keep their edge, or do they blow it all in
You
classic
know what?
Cubbies style?
I think the Cubbies are gonna sneak in, but they're not gonna go far.
No.
I think they'll sneak in though.
Okay.
Not to say
I like that.
anything about. I think the Marlins are good.
I like that. Yeah. Their pitching's kind of frisky.
Frisky?
Yeah.
They do have frisky pitching.
Yeah. It's fun. I wish we had frisky pitching for once in my life.
You know what? It's One of these days.
Hey,
what
guy
do
can hope. A guy can hope.
What do you define as frisky pitching?
Just want some frisky pitching once in a while.
that
What can I say?
I'm gonna go into the clubhouse in a few minutes and ask all these guys.
Yeah, you should. You should.
What do you think a frisky pitcher
Yeah,
is?
that's right.
And do you want to be one?
That's right. Tell me what you hear back. Yeah.
I do want to close out the show. This is, I know we've leaned into the 100 losses today. I'm sorry if you feel like it's a broken record and you don't want to hear about it anymore, but that's the episode.
it feels like we
Gary
need to.
Thorne, a few years ago, said this about the O's
good.
when they hit
So good,
100 losses. And I think that there's a lot that we can take out of this. It's a beautifully said statement. We're just going to play it. I hope we're not infringing any copyright. We're just going to play it, though.
Just gonna play it. It's from Twitter.
It's
guys.
from
Settle
Twitter,
down.
so,
It's
blame
just a
Elon.
Twitter video.
All right, here we go.
Includes the question is, what have we learned? I think what we have learned is that competing in the American League East is no easier than it was 10 years ago. And it costs a lot of money to get there. For the Orioles, patience, patience, patience. Do the fans have it? Do the players have it? Does the front office have it? It's going to have to be there because this is not going to come easy. Yes, in AA and A ball, there are some pitchers, and it looks like a couple of them may make it to the ball club next year. That can be very important for this team showing at the end of next season as to whether or not it is on the right path. But it is not going to be easy. There are no guarantees. No guarantees in a number 1 or 2 draft pick. There are no guarantees that the numbers that were put up this year by players will also be put up next year. The Orioles look like they have a core for offense. They do not have the pitching, neither starting nor relieving. They've got means to help head it up, but the bullpen has got to be redone because it simply did not get the job done this season. Can Oriole fans wait long enough for that to happen? And are there enough arms out there to supply the needs of the likes of the Orioles? We're going to find that out. But again, the positive side of it is this is baseball. And you know something? The term that applies to every baseball season and every game that is played is you never know. If they have the offense they had this year, especially in September, and if they can find a couple of starters who can get them through some games, and if they can put a bullpen together that will have a good backside to it, and right now it looks like it might, who knows? Yeah, you're competing in the East. The Red Sox should have been much better record-wise this season. The Yankees, if they are healthy, will be unbelievably deep next year. So that won't be easy either. But for Oriole fans, you simply have got to be patient. Going to the ballpark will become more of an experience, not only with what's going on the field, but everything going on around it. There are the kids' corners. There's all the food to eat. It's part of getting people to the ballpark. That's the way it is now in baseball, not just in Baltimore, but everywhere else too. And there is nothing wrong with that. Enjoy the experience. Remember, the game is supposed to be entertainment. Entertainment. You come to be entertained. You come to watch, enjoy what goes on the field, and then go home and live your life. For the Orioles next season, how much enjoyment will there be regarding what goes on the field? You just never know.
Oh, are we back? We're back. Okay. That is a speech right there. But I think so much of that applies to what the Rockies are going through right now. And also shout out
kind of crazy.
Shout out to Nate at Rocktober19. He is the one who posted that. That's from 2019.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
The comparisons with how hard the division is really speak to you how insurmountable some of the pitching issues are. And then in the second half of it, I think of you, I think of Patrick, I think of how hard you guys work covering a team that plays 162 games basically every day and having to cover 100 losses, but still having that smile, having that perspective that this is baseball. What a blessing to come to the park and watch the sport I love and cover this team, whether they're the greatest, the Sandy Koufax Dodgers or the 2023 Rockies, apologies. And giving
That
it
is a
that
Freudian
that was a
slip
Freudian slip
if
indeed.
I've ever heard one.
and how cool all this is and all the hard work you guys do. But I love what Gary Thorne had to say there.
Yeah, that was beautifully said. Thank you, Nate, for posting that. Thank you guys for listening, for following along this season. Season's not over yet. We still got a few more games here at Coors Field. We still got two more against the Dodgers, another 3 against the Twins. We've got baseball. We've got fireworks. We have talent that you can watch right now, though.
That's right.
There are positives that you can take away from every single Rockies game, most of the games.
That's right.
More often than not. But we're gonna wrap this show up right now. Make sure you are sticking with us. Follow us on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. I'll be at the park, keeping y'all posted on what's happening at today's game. Andre, where can we follow you and all of your takes and your nonsense and your bets?
On mostly nonsense. Andre Simone on Twitter. Check out our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. You'll find daily betting videos on my end. You'll see me on TDSP, other stuff like that. So yeah, check it out.
Tiff, shout out where we can follow you, girlfriend.
I figured out finally it is Tiffany with an I _Tano at Twitter.
Right.
I didn't know for the longest time if it was just Tiff or Tiffany, but apparently I went with the full innie.
The
So
thing I love about you and Yaya is that neither of you know your Twitter handle.
No, that's pretty amazing.
You just don't know it.
I don't know. I tweet into a void. I very much use it as like my diary.
I love it.
All right, sign me up. You can follow me at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms. I will be back here 1 o'clock on Thursday. We're gonna, just do some more of this, talk some more. But yeah, you know what we say about wrapping up a podcast, Andre?
You don't know how to do it.
No one knows how to do it. So I'll just say see you later. Talk to you tomorrow at 1 p.m. here on the DNVR Sports YouTube channel.